Skatosis episode number 138. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Skatosis. I'm Drew Domkis.
I'm Aaron Monty. And is 38 one word?
What? 38 is two different words.
All
a
right.
30 and an 8. Are you paying attention over here, Monty?
Yeah, I'm
So-
trying to...
You're always over here on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's where the kids are these days.
I was trying to post like
Like we're doing it.
pre-show,
Nice.
and I was writing out because I heard in the headphones, this is great to start the show, 138,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like,
How many words is that
38?
total? Is
How many
Is
words?
100 one word or two?
100 is 2 words.
But you think 38 is
20.
one word?
Although, if I just hold on. If I just thought of a different number,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, how do you spell 25? And I'm like, well, that's 2.
Yeah.
No, 20. Yeah, that's 2. Oh God.
Of course it's two different words.
Jesus
There's not a
Christ.
word called 25.
If you see this post
Yeah.
on my story now,
Yeah.
please just send me shame.
Everybody send Monty twice some shame. Thank you very much.
That should be
That's-
one of the things, like fire
Yeah.
and like hearts. Shame should be one of them.
That's a good segue to the very first topic of thanks, because you're gonna thank everybody for the shame,
Yes.
and I just want to thank
Well, I'm not going to be happy about it.
No, but that's the proper thing is thank you, thanks for the
That's
shame,
ju-
thank you.
I
I want to
appreciate it.
thank all the people that pitched in over on a fundraiser that I'd put up over on Facebook a while ago to help get the ramp up to shape for this party that we're having next month. Actually, it's almost this month already. In a few days, it's like in 3 weeks. We're having a big party for my birthday, 3rd annual Skatosis contest. So if you're in the neighborhood, let me know. But man,
Will there be a trophy this year?
I've got it already made.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool
It's ready
looking.
to go.
I got to do some tweaks on it, but it's pretty much already there.
It's ready to go.
But yeah, man, I raised like $500 to get new masonite and to do a couple little fixes around the barn. And I went yesterday and I spent the money and I have a truckload of
I
of
saw
stuff.
the bed.
Dude. 27 sheets of masonite is what it takes to cover that whole thing.
Wow.
What's kind of crazy is that this batch of masonite's a little darker than the rest, so the whole ramp's gonna have a whole darker look.
Oh,
A little
very
interesting,
cool.
yeah. Because
Very cool.
I passed it up on the show, like they had moved it at the store,
Mhm.
and I went and I was like, "Where's blah blah blah." And
Do you ever think about? I guess I had a different question for you first, but do you ever think about painting?
yeah, I've thought of powder painting every single time, but it's a lot. All right, sorry, man, I'm having some technical difficulties today. It's bumming my scene here. Computer's disk is too slow, it said. How about that? All right, well, we're going to troubleshoot this on the air.
Oh boy, you're welcome.
Yeah, it's
I
like...
guess during this, I'll say, get better. Spot the loony.
Oh, all right,
Saw he
we're
went
going
into
there.
surgery. Yeah.
So Scott he broke a collarbone.
Mm-hmm. It looked gross,
Dude, and that's like a place you can't like put a cast.
Mhm.
You have to just let it set for a while, and then I guess now he had surgery.
Mhm.
I would imagine there's a pin or two.
I had someone in my high school.
Mhm.
He was, I think he was very good at cross country. He was in cross country with me. He was a senior, I think, when I was a junior.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing. We had this stupid game called mat ball in gym, where we had mats.
Yeah.
And it was almost like dodgeball and kickball,
Okay.
which is kind. I mean, kickball is kind of dodgeball. You can like throw them at it, right?
No, kickball was like baseball.
Right. It's like that too, where you go to bases.
Uh-huh.
But I guess I was saying the dodgeball thing, and we like chuck it. But that's
Oh, yeah.
in kickball too. You chuck it at people to like get them out.
Sure.
Yeah. God, I don't remember any. I should go back to.
There's all kinds of weird
I
games.
should go back to like an adult education classes.
We had a classy one called Smear the Queer.
God damn it. I mean, I've heard that name. And just to finish
Or,
my story, that person slipped one day.
Uh-huh.
Like he was going to college for cross country. He was getting like a scholarship.
Yeah.
He slipped one day and
Oof.
broke his collarbone.
That sucks. I worry about that. Like, there's sometimes where I'll do like a stretch or something, and I have a muscle like right at the front of my collarbone that feels sometimes like, oh my gosh, that like, did I just break my collarbone? It hurts, but then I'm like, man, that I can't even imagine what that pain would be like. But I get that weird stretch right there sometimes. Yeah. So man, Spot the Looney, please heal up fast. I'm missing all your clips. You're giving me some time to catch up on that nose pick. That's what you're doing.
He's called me out too. And
more shame. Some shame? Nice.
Yeah, and again, I'm not happy.
Load that up.
I think I came at him first, to be honest. I think I said he was like doing something, and I'm like, oh, you ever do that? Because it looked like he almost fell into one.
Okay.
And anytime I'm skating with any of you guys, or girls,
we don't skate with many girls.
No, we've skated with some at like Cream and Jabasso.
I'm just saying that we don't normally. I would love to skate with more girls.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. It's just like you don't.
There's
see,
not.
I mean,
around.
You don't see a lot of skaters around.
In general.
Yeah, it's a weird area. Anyways, if you get close, if you're like close to something and you haven't thought about it, I'm like, oh, try that. You're already like slipping into it. So I think maybe Spot the Looney like got close to like a nose pick something, right?
And then he breaks
like,
a collarbone.
Yeah, I'll do. No, this was like months ago, and he called me out, and I have not done it.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying that would really suck though if you called him out on the trick he hurt himself on. Ooh, that would suck.
I don't even want to get into it. It wasn't this, but you know the story of Mac.
Yeah,
that he broke his wrist, had that surgery. Yeah, I still feel bad.
You should.
I don't know if you know that or not, but I definitely still feel bad. I said,
does he know that?
Do a back 50. Yeah, I just talked to him about it a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
And he said, you're an idiot for feeling. He's like, why are you feeling bad?
Yeah, but you kind of egged him into it.
Yeah, and then when we skate, so he hasn't now skated. He broke 2 bones on the side of his wrist.
How's he doing though? Is it?
He had to get screws in it. For the first few, because this is like 4 years now. It's like 3 or 4 years that it happened.
He still can't bend his wrist.
The wrist is a lot better. But it was stiff for probably like a year and a half, right? We went skating. He went back into it, and
you're like, try that again.
Yes,
no,
not even back 50, the one he fell on.
Yeah,
but he was trying a trick, and I'm like, why don't you do this? And I stopped myself, and he's like,
I got
he
this.
was already he was already like, oh, I'm kind of like, shut up, I'm taking it easy.
Although, I don't know, I'm sure I've gotten hurt off of something you've had me try, but I guess
100.
But I mean, I don't blame you because I'm going for it full on, and I'll charge it harder than you probably thought I was gonna.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I guess that's why I do it too. This is why I did it to Rips the other day where I told him to kickflip up and then kickflip back over the Euro. I'm like, you almost. Right. He did it as a joke, and I'm like, you almost landed it first try. Why not do it?
And then
a couple tries later, this is even. I missed the clip. The next try, he slams so hard. He goes fat to flat.
Oh god!
And rips open his arm. And again,
oh geez, hang on. This dog's gonna puke.
Oh my god!
What are you doing, Doobie? Here, go off the carpet.
Oh my god! He's all right.
He's fine. You know what? Somebody got in the garbage last night while I was out.
Oh.
I come in and I see the trash can.
Oh, so whose fault? Let's shame this dog.
Oh, geez. Okay, so disc slow again, and my dog is puking all over the carpet.
God.
This is a train wreck. You know what? I'm having way better success by just having my iPhone to do these shows. Now
filming outside. Now the wind doesn't seem like a big deal.
Right? Yeah, what's worse, wind or a hard drive failing?
And you having to get up because
the dog puking. I don't even know where it cut off.
Fine. He's a baby.
He's fine, but now it's like everybody else is probably puking downstairs.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. All right, so... Yeah, there we go.
So
we're
back into,
we're talking about Rips, you missing a shot and him eating it.
Oh yeah, me calling out tricks and I guess people eating shit.
Yeah. Well, so
I'm still gonna do it. Your birthday, I'm gonna call out everyone, of course.
Yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to that. Man, it's gonna be slippery once that new Masonite's on there too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to fix all those leaks. I don't want any more water coming down on it.
My other question was, do you have any other like ideas for changes?
No, this time I'm just going to recoat it.
Just Mason.
That's going to be a job in itself.
Yep.
I mean, taking that apart, I'll probably see stuff that needs to get dealt with. But for the
I
most
guess
part,
I was just saying. Usually, sometimes you have ideas where like you want to even put a railing or put a railing.
You know, right now, the second, I don't, but those things just show up in my head as I'm doing things. So who knows? I'm not going to say there's not going to be any changes, but
you need to improvise.
Yeah, but I'm not. Nothing in my mind stands out except some things to fix, like the crease where the little quarter meets the big ramp. I want to make that smoother.
You build the ramp like you skate street. You have like no
just improvise.
You have like no real plan. You're just gonna go out.
No, but speaking of skating, I mean, I guess it's not really street, but like last weekend we're at the park and I'm doing lines as if I'm like doing a street part in a way. Like, I mean, it's a bank and it's a curb and this and that, but it's like 4 tricks in a row is just not typically my style of skating. You know, like in lines. So I don't know. It's not really street skating.
What?
No, in my head,
on that
I
so
totally
quick.
backtrack because in my mind, I think of a line as a street thing more than a park thing. But I mean, whatever. We were definitely.
I
at
love
a park.
that you're doing lines now. That seems
cool.
like
it was
shit
like
I get into.
3 trick line and then a 4 trick line with if you throw a revert's a trick.
I was really blown away on you landed one that you were trying for like an hour, that line.
Yeah.
And then you did one right after where like back 180 and then you went cab 50
270 50
to like back to back shove in the bank. And that like back to back, and I've never seen you do like that.
I've never done it with a full grind. I mean, I've gotten up into like feebles and stuff, but that was my cleanest one ever into a grind.
That was the cleanest one I've ever seen you. And like, remember I was trying it the other day and like
on the bank.
And, like, on the bank.
You didn't even try it there.
And that was the next one. You can hear me on that clip, just like, what the fuck? I was blown away on that one.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then that was totally very next try.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do
it.
I wanted to do a different trick without the revert. And I was thinking I was just going to go I thought it would just go to feeble again, like to back feeble, like 270, whatever that is. But I just locked right in that grind so smooth.
You should think of doing. Look at me doing it on air right after talking about it.
I should do that trick on the ramp. I never do that.
Cab to Smith.
Yeah, just keep going a little
All
further.
the way. Yeah.
Actually, somebody in the comments said that.
Cab
to
Smith?
Yeah, they're like, dude, you could do that.
Is it what was mine? What was mine considered? Because it felt like doing a cab to back 50.
It was, but you were never grinding because the trucks were never grinding. You were just
it wasn't on anything.
No, because it wasn't.
The one I landed was a little like.
But I mean,
like
a 50 is a grind. So I mean, you were
it
doing
was almost
you
like a
did
little
back,
like rolling up a curb.
Yeah,
type
back
of
270 roll.
Yeah. I have to do it on transition.
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
I mean, you have to do it on something where you're actually going to grind. But I mean, you had that motion because you were popping into that every single time.
Yeah.
And then so once you go up on the coping, it kind of locks in, but it's got to pivot around to go. You know, the wheel goes over it.
I've gone, but this one I didn't. I did up on transition the over the Euro at the Oshkosh Park. I've done cab back feeble.
Yeah.
But that one I whip, and the other one I was doing was like a popped.
Right. The popping looks cool. I mean, if you could land back down on the coping off of the pop, that's like
it's like a Jake Wooten.
Like a true caballerial is that fakey 360
so
ollie.
That is cab. And you went.
I'm saying I went cab, but I mean it's.
You did go
not.
cab into that. You went cab into front.
Technically, it was a fakey backside 270 to 50. Is exactly what that was.
Yeah.
And so
you went to back 50.
To back 50. Yeah. But yeah, if I just brought it around a little bit more to back Smith, that would be sweet.
That'd be a sick
to even just stall it.
But that when you landed, you whip yours. I pop but like thinking of doing it on transition now.
Yeah.
The one I landed, I did just like whipped it to feeble.
Right, because there's no coping there.
No. This one I did on coping.
Oh, on coping.
Yeah. On the coping, like over the Euro.
Oh, and then on that
like,
quarter. Yeah. I got you.
I whipped it and like turned it to almost like a half cab rock and roll.
To back feeble though, right?
To back feeble.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I always end up getting stuck on. Is like it whips into that feeble more than it would like say a rock and roll or
but
the 50.
It's funny that I don't pop that one. like it almost feels like now thinking about it, I did different tricks. I didn't like think of them as the same trick that I've landed.
Yeah. It's
but
the same,
now
though.
doing it on the blue bank, that's a completely different motion than just like whipping. Right?
Yeah.
Popping and then landing.
Yeah, because you don't really want to pop too much when the coping is right there. Because
I just want to go up and then come down.
But the bank kind of lends itself to the pop.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
if you
more
don't
than
pop,
more
you're
than
just going to
transition.
roll right up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The coping stops. I mean, the actual coping on the
That's
the truck on the coping
I
stops.
think you're
them.
exactly correct.
Hey.
That like the
Let me
transition.
let me get that sound clip.
We'll use that. That transition,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
roll and turn.
I
The
might
other
try-
one, I can't really roll and turn.
I might try that today. I don't normally do that on the ramp because I hate rock to fakie. I hate fakie tricks.
I have another trick to call you on.
Uh-oh. But if I come off the vert wall into fakie, it's going. I'd have to alley-oop out of that because of the direction.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll try a couple rock to fakie, but that's totally why I don't do it on transition. But coming out of a 180 on that little bank, I was already going fakie fast enough to do it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so it's a different world in that regard. Because like I don't ever push switch to come back. I hate fakie stuff.
And you hated dropping in fakie. That like threw you out. Remember on that like that bank with the ledge?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tried that. It's just
you didn't
awkward to
like
me.
that,
No,
yeah.
it's awkward. I mean, it's just something that I have to practice to get better at, but I don't really.
But the same thing though, with instead of like dropping in fakie, you could like start at that top and like back 180 in.
Right, get closer to that mic, would you?
Oh, am I?
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
I keep like turning it, and I keep
Keep
like,
it on your
sitting-
mouth. That way you'll know you're.
I keep sitting differently though.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
I'm not-
pull the mic towards you.
I'm anxious.
I'm just saying I can barely hear you.
The other trick I was thinking of for you is back big on transition.
I've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
And then I've done them, and I've actually got an old vintage clip of me doing it to 50-50 even.
Big spin?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a shove, right? When you think about it.
Yeah.
I did it when we had the old ramp with the red tape and everything. I have an old clip of that one, but I've definitely done it on transition. But I mean, I'm not that good at it, but I've done it. It's scary.
Yeah.
Because just
imagine.
landing, if you don't catch it just right, you're just gonna get tangled up, and then it hurts.
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Mine always. I do still feel far away.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, just
Hold
pull
on,
the mic
hold
to
on,
you.
hold on. I'm gonna
There
just
we
get
go.
really
get comfortable. There we go.
Here we go.
Dude, the Jamie Foy big spins that he does, floating 3 or 4 feet up, dude, those are so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'd like to do is be able to land a comfortable ollie that's up above the coping.
A back.
Yeah, just a regular
Back air,
backside
yeah.
ollie.
That's what I was thinking about doing today. Is just like a better front air and just get
That's
like
a front,
higher.
I mean,
on
an
it.
air to me is a grab.
Okay, so,
It's a frontside ollie. You do a frontside ollie.
Sure.
That's what I call it.
Yeah, I guess like instead of saying, I guess frontside air or like
Like a frontside air is
it's
grabbing.
not a 180.
It's grabbing with your front hand. It's a 180.
But it's not because like a 180 would be if I turn.
A 180 is on transition. Everything is a 180 unless you're coming in facing.
Yeah, but like you wouldn't call it a 180. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's a frontside air. That's implied. Unless you actually
Right.
say it's a
So
fakie.
instead of saying that, you're saying like frontside
ollie.
ollie. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a better term. My brain just goes like it's
mean, that's
180.
what it's
It's
called.
not a 180. Frontside air.
You only say the number if it's beyond 180. If it's
Yeah.
a 270, 360, anything like that.
Yeah.
Did you watch
Yeah, but if
that-
I did that on the bank, that would be a 180.
No, it's just a bank is, I don't know, whatever.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's just stupid names.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that, like, that's, to me, is a frontside ollie.
Yeah.
Is when you don't use your hands.
Yeah.
And air is using your hands. That's the difference to me.
Yeah, I just want to get a better, like, just higher.
Mm-hmm.
Grayson Fletcher.
Yeah, because you got that, dude. Every time you try it, you have
Uh-huh.
it. But yeah, if you
But
just
it's-
worked on it to actually give it some height,
Uh-huh.
like you could go from the extension down, like
I just
probably
want to
pretty
do
easy.
it on the 4 and go, like up and then... Because then if I can get used to just going higher above coping and coming down and not thinking about, like, clipping...
That's my thing. is
I can do, like...
I always
I
feel
can
like
do
I'm
it at
gonna
a lot
clip.
more places.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I want to work on that too. I got a decent one the other day, but I don't let it float enough to where I'm like, oh, I got this, no problem.
Again, there's an old clip. We were watching some old clips a couple weeks ago. There's an old clip of you doing a backside air. See it? Fuck it. A
Yeah.
backside ollie like maybe the best one I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, I just got to keep working on them.
Yeah.
I posted one where I did shove it rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was just going through a folder of stuff, and I was just like, "You found some of those that other day." It was just like, remember it was just a random folder of.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's
what I did. I grabbed a few of those, and I have them in my photo roll now. That
that backside alley you did.
I don't know.
Was your you don't remember that one?
No, and I do.
Oh,
I'm just thinking if I saved that one just like yesterday for that. Because there's another one that I saved of you doing like a fakey big off of it, and then there's another one of me doing.
Oh, we don't need another clip of that.
Yeah, I haven't seen you do that in a while. But
I started doing that because I couldn't do the tricks I had written down, and I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go to basics."
But it's not a basic.
That's
the thing. It's not a basic for anybody. So you should own it and just do it good. You know, keep doing it better and better.
Dude,
did you
honestly,
see
though,
this thing I posted with this dude doing all this hippie jumps? He does one around the pole. The very first one. Look at this.
Oh, isn't this Dennis Buznitz?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, he's so good.
He has some of the wildest hippie
That
jumps.
spot is crazy. Like, yeah, he does wild hippie jumps. But did you see the thing that I posted of Tony Hawk with his 21 levels that he did for Wired magazine?
I didn't watch it.
No, it's really pretty interesting. I max out at like level 4.
Really?
Like full on max out. Like it's a back, like a pop shove it is pretty much as far as I can get on this. Because he goes to like about 10, I think, before he gets into vert. And he groups a bunch of them, like all the varial flips, 360 flips, all the laser flip, that's just one number. There's so many different tricks that he gets into. But the way that he was ranking them was just on his personal level of like difficulty and like the next next level up. And
see, it's that.
Oh my gosh, dude!
So
the vert
on his
stuff was
scale,
crazy.
though, right? Because like
his
that's
scale.
what I mean.
His
What
scale.
are I don't think this is why I started watching it. And again, I'm like, levels like
this is for the Wired. This is for Wired magazine.
Yeah.
It's not even for skateboarding magazine. So this is, you got to think of it in that perspective of like, I'm reading Wired. I'm a nerd. I'm into this kind of vibe, whatever. And all of a sudden, there's a big article about Tony Hawk, and he's just breaking down.
That's hard for me
levels.
to do though, because the first thing I thought is like it's gonna be like a weird. You're right, the Wired thing.
Yeah,
but
this is not to Thrasher magazine.
No, but the first thing I'm thinking is like, oh, it's gonna be like a dumb like.
Wasn't dumb at all.
Levels of
no,
I get, but at the same like his scale is my scale of like what's dumb and not.
He got to a point where he's like, I've never done this, and I'm never going to do this, and that's the next level. And then he goes to the next level.
To maybe P-Rod, those are different levels.
They are, but P-Rod will never get past a level 11 because he doesn't ride vert. So that's what I'm saying. There was a whole level of fundamentals that are flat groundy, that are kickflip that can be transferred to other things, but then he broke it down to the next level of vert because that's what he rides. But he was doing all the tricks, the ollie, the shove it, the 360 flip, the whatever. He went up, and then he's like, now I would say let's go to vert, and he's like a backside air. He got into the 540, then he got into
wait, what's level 4?
4 was like pop shove it. I can't even do a kickflip. You know what I'm saying? Like I max out right there. Like you can do kickflips, you can do some others. You're probably level 5 or 6.
All right.
Out of his 21.
Now I love it.
But what's nutty though, like it was like levels like 18 or something was like I think he might have maxed out at possibly was like the 720 varial, something like that. But I mean, obviously it got to a point where like he was calling out the 1260 as being like not even the ultimate. There was one past it. Well, I forget that.
Because okay. 21 levels. So what's the top one? Is like one person in the world can do it?
Yeah,
it's like one trick and one person in the world.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just how he broke down 21 levels.
Do you remember what number one was?
The 21 was what did he say? 720 or it was like a crazy varial combination on a spin that's just never been done before. But level 20 was a 1260 because it hadn't been done yet. Mitchie Brusco did it, right? And so at the very end of the clip, they're like, we know that Mitchie Brusco's been trying this. He actually landed it days after this, and so we recorded Tony Hawk as if he had landed it to say that he did it. You know what I mean? Like they had anticipated Mitchie Brusco landing it, so they had to kind of add this thing in. He's like, congrats to Mitchie Brusco, blah blah blah. But we
were there for that again.
I know, it's gnarly,
wild.
So that was like level 20, I think, and I think there was one more past it or something. But it's just the way that it stepped up was crazy. I was like, holy crap, I suck.
So,
I can't even get to level
21.
5.
Well, just do a freaking kickflip. If me and Cody have to yell at you one more day at the park,
Yeah.
Cody's doing it now. He's like, maybe you should try a kickflip.
Maybe you guys should mind your own bobber.
This is why I got to keep the mic back. I can't mime. I can't mime my own bobber. I constantly call everyone out for tricks.
It was an interesting
21. Watch. So you're saying it's a 720 vario with your body turning.
I forget exactly what the 21
because hasn't Clay Kreiner done like a 540?
He does a kickflip 540.
But
body
hasn't
vario. Like he does another.
Yeah, he did. It's 180 body vario.
Yeah, his body's turning 180 while as he's going a full 540.
Yeah,
but he kick flips into it. He does a gnarly one, and he does it with no pads.
Oh my god, I can't even Sometimes I can't comprehend tricks because it's so many.
Yeah, so many moving parts.
Kickflip 50. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I'm doing so many things.
This is saying kickflip is level 6.
Kickflip is level 6.
So it's a pretty good list. I'm back.
Wait,
do 100%.
Do I tap out at 6?
Well, you can't do a tray flip.
I can't. How dare you?
But you can do a varial flip, right?
I can do a varial.
So I think you might have lumped that all into one. So you might be at level 7.
I'm at a level, let's say 6'2".
You got to watch it again and see exactly where you land.
I got to watch it.
You got to watch it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's 2 weeks in a row now. What was the other Tony Hawk clip I didn't watch?
What was that?
I thought it was another tutorial. No.
Yeah, he did do another thing. Oh, he was talking about selling out on, was it Hype Beast or Vice or something like that? Jenkum.
Mm-hmm. And I love Jenkum.
What about, you see Justin Bieber's out skating Nija's Park recently?
I saw. Yeah, what did he do? Inward heel?
Something like that. Yeah, I've seen him do that before. That's kind of fun to watch him get out there.
Yeah.
People like to rip on him, but it must be so crazy living in that kind of a life. Dude,
yeah.
Where it's just
reminds me, his look though, reminds me of like a biker or somebody outside of it that now
you right away want to put him in a box.
He looks like the bikers at the park that now want to skate.
That kind of biker, not like a Harley rider.
No. Like the bikers at my park,
a BMXer
who want to skate now.
Yeah,
they're I don't know. He just looked dirty.
Well, that's probably because he's got so much money and everybody expects him to look so perfect, clean.
Let's get you know what?
He's a heartthrob, right?
We'll try to get him on, you guys.
He's trying to look dirty, and then that attracts probably a whole nother world.
Can you reach out to him?
To Justin Bieber?
Yeah, you think we can get him on?
I don't believe so.
Well, he's definitely not coming on now.
Yeah.
He heard that and he canceled.
Dude, did you see the thing I posted of Jake Yanko with 400-mile long backsmith around the corner? Where here talking about Clay Kreiner, there's what's his name, Borden hitting a vape pipe, and then he goes by Clay Kreiner, who's just eyeballing that Smith. Look at that thing; he just goes and goes and goes.
A vape pipe.
Yeah, watch. Look at vape pipe. It's like a Ollie Manual.
Oh God! I know you guys say that to bug me, and it still bugs me every time.
But dude, that backsmith is beautiful. How many blocks is that? That's one of the Vans parks. I think that's the Salt Lake City one. But I mean, you start counting blocks for the board slides and stuff like that. For the coping blocks, he's already going. That's 1, say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 block backsmith. Dude, I can barely get 3 or 4 inches. It's so hard to get it to move.
I know.
And these guys are on full vert, so I would imagine it's a little bit easier for it to move because the wheels aren't getting stuck. On my ramp, the wheels get caught on the ramp itself. But, dude, that's so beautiful. Yeah. Stylish, man. Steezy. Is that the brand? Steezy?
I think so. Shout out. David Loy's on that.
Yeah, I'm just going through crazy. I didn't really have 2 topics or a topic to go over this week.
Well, when I got here, I think it's because you forgot everything you watched. I forgot
that I watched stuff this week. It's been a crazy, hectic week.
Yes.
And I forgot that I had watched some of the parts that I didn't think I watched. Santa Cruz Till the End, Volume 3.
Yes.
Dude.
And straight up, right off the bat, shout out Kevin Braun.
Yeah.
I wanted more clips, but you also had an OJ part.
He was saving it for OJ.
And he was in 2 other parts a month ago.
Wasn't he in the other part of Till the End though? Was he in part 2?
Yeah, he had a part in that.
So that's what I'm
and then
saying. So this was
still,
dude,
he's the dog. I want more footage of him.
This was Winkowski's game, man.
Yeah,
he is
dude.
so
Ender.
good. Gosh, man. How is it possible to have so many favorite skateboarders? Like, I'm not good at any kind of top 10 list. I'm just not good at that in general. I just got a whole bunch of favorites that are all on the top.
I'll just say about top 10 lists. Top 10 lists are bullshit. It's too many.
It's too many.
I can do a list. Give me 3.
But some people though are like have that filed in their head of like, no, that's number 3, 2. No, this is 6. And
like movies.
I can't think that way. I just can't.
What's your favorite movie?
Fifth Element.
I'm shocked.
It still is. It's still my favorite movie.
You think it's like just a young?
You never even finished watching it. Don't even give me any. Don't know.
Well, I was just gonna say. You think it's like a child thing of like my favorite's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, you're a child.
Oh God.
But yeah. So I just don't think that way of classifying things. So that's why Eric Winkowski's my favorite. Jake Wooten is my favorite. I've got so many favorites. And Santa Cruz is a favorite, man. It's like they've got a good squad,
and all these people question me being one of them. Question what the fuck Tom Asta was doing like 4 or 5 years ago.
But he is their flat ground master, man. I mean, he's the dude.
Well, it was him, and then it was a bunch of like vert dudes.
You don't see him in that boat shell. You don't see him.
No,
he hardly does.
But
rails.
that's what I mean. He's not the transition dude.
No,
but they brought him in, and like 4 years ago, 5 years, I don't know how long
he reps that style good though, man. It works.
Oh, it does. At that time, it didn't because they didn't have anyone else, and then they got Kevin Braun, Henry Gartland.
Who's responsible for building that team? I mean, that's who you want to like be shouting out.
What's the Hand's name? I think the Hand is the team manager.
The Hand,
yeah,
the shouting Hand. It's not Andrew Cannon, is it? I mean, he's the Santa Cruz guy, right? He might be responsible for all that.
Or TM.
That's what I mean. Whoever put that team together, dude, knows what they're doing, man. Because that's a solid squad.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many solid squads, of course. There's so many good skateboarders. But I don't know, man. I watch Winkowski's ho-hos all day. All day. The variations, the way he's flipping the board around, the fake to fakies,
and I said I was shocked
540.
That Blake Johnson.
Yeah, he had a big
full part. Yeah.
Dude, that's a killer squad. Eric Dressen, right? Is he still on there?
Yeah, he had some clips in there.
Yeah. Dude.
He did it was like a really, that one spot that's almost like it looks like a lifeguard stand. So it's a wall like this. He does like I think he does a front side air, but he gets like Eric Dressen.
Ollie or air?
Front side ollie. I can't remember if it's front side or backside, but he does one and he gets so much height that when he comes out, he's like wiggly.
Yeah. Dude, those are so good.
And how old is he now?
Dressen?
Yeah, 40.
He's got to be close to 50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would think so.
He's like just
he's
up in my range.
They're all pretty close to 50.
Yeah.
Right? All the like Gons is over 50. Tony Hawk is over 50.
Yeah.
How old's Cab?
Mullen. Yeah, Cab's over 50.
Over 50.
52 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right in my wheelhouse.
Wow.
Homeboy.
Yeah, you're coming up on that, dog.
Yeah, it feels great though to have to see guys that are still
to
killing
be in
it.
that category. Yeah, top 10.
Telling
Cab,
you, dude, 40s have been my
Tony
best,
Hawk,
my
Drew
favorite
Domkus.
decade. I'm obviously in no way close to any of their caliber, but I feel good to just still be rolling. Crazy. Keep on rolling. Oh, that was the other clip that I had of yours is when you did that fakey big spin and the wheel flew off.
Oh,
because that was the name of the clip. I was like, till the wheels come off.
That was a while.
That was a while ago. It's like when Jaws went down that whole like second floor building and the wheel fell off. Yours was just
Hollywood
like that.
High.
No, remember he did that apartment building, and he went into the parking lot of that second floor. Dude, yours was just like that.
Yeah. I can't believe I rolled away. I mean, how did Jaws roll away from it? That amount of impact,
right? Damn. Did you see who is this guy? Let's see. Adam Urcado. Duh. He does a front side. It's like Bob Burnquist in the loop. Did you see this at all?
I don't know.
So he jumps into the ramp, into the bowl, carve into the huge capsule, upside down, front side air over the gap.
No, I didn't see this.
Dude, that's mega. I've seen somebody do a grind right there.
It's a really good back D then too.
They've done a grind on that thing upside down. I seen somebody else do that. But this guy
Wow.
full on clears air. Look at the stickers people are putting. I
Wow.
mean, probably from over there, but like those are all carved stickers.
Oh, here's another thing I want to bring up in that Santa Cruz part. Was it that Santa Cruz? Yeah, Tom
Remillard.
He had
that
that.
dude's so good.
He had that clip from that water park.
Yeah, dude, the full loop, right?
Was that in the water park clip? I don't think he was one of the dudes that did the full loop.
Or maybe they just didn't use his footage, but he had
That's what
it.
I mean.
Or
They
maybe
didn't
a different
use it.
day. Maybe it's from a different day.
This clip comes out.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was on that trip though.
Well,
I think he was. But that
maybe
clip
they're
comes
like-
out and he does it like so casual.
So cas.
I'm almost like, did they just leave that out? He probably did that.
Or maybe
like,
he even
first.
asked, or maybe they're like, "Hey, can we just save this for my part?"
It looked like that one compared to the other. The other ones looked like super sketch.
Yeah.
It was like Hawk and
Yeah, but Kowalski did an ollie up
Kowalski did the ollie, and I think he did the loop too.
there. Yeah.
This one looked like it was the after trick.
It was a good angle.
He like didn't he do like a boneless and then he
Yeah,
was like
boneless. Yeah, that was good. But yeah, Remillard's good. There was a I'm sure I even talked about it, but he did a whole session with Dressen, and remember he did like an ollie, I think, over Dressen carving or something like that. It was
and
for a photo.
He did another one. I thought maybe with Dressen, or maybe it was the same one. Didn't they go to a school and they like skated benches?
Yes.
Was it the same episode?
I don't know. Maybe it's possible. It was like spend the day with the
I think
OJ ad or something like that.
It's Tom Reynolds, right?
Tom Remillard, I think.
I think he was. Yeah, maybe it was on two of them.
So good. Did you see this thing about Red Bull Cornerstone in St. Louis at that crazy church?
Yeah, that they just built that street course.
That's pretty awesome, man. I love the whole vibe of what's going on. It's nice to finally hear people talking about it because it's like I've known about it. I've seen pictures, but now to get a little bit of the background of what's going on, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool story. And that
And
Red
what a
Bull's
beautiful church.
with Red Bull coming in to kind of like help them build out some of that stuff. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Red Bulls, man, they must have so much money.
Oh.
Every single sport they're in, they're just dumping money.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
crazy. I can't imagine like being in charge of that kind of money and like planning, and it's just it's intense.
I just saw a thing the other
Intense.
day. I forgot who was talking about it. Maybe it was like a YouTuber. Talking about how much money like Nike's putting into like building stuff.
Yeah,
But then I guess I thought what we always talk about is Vans. Is like
dude,
how much money? You know what I mean?
Those parks have to
Yeah.
be like $1 million park,
Right. They're
or
putting
more.
like they're building all these things, and like
but their logo. Dude,
Nike
that's,
is doing more
that
of like.
advertising is perfect though with that logo that says Vans on this part. I mean, it's just like
It seems like Nike is doing more like DIY or like those kind of spots, like make them legal.
right,
Because I think they did like a DIY one in New York
right.
that they like made like legal to skate or whatever.
Yeah. Have you? I mean, I post a lot of Tony Hawk stuff, but did you see this at all? They did like a little demo, East Coast Super Session, they're calling it. I don't know if you saw any of this at all, but
I don't think so.
dude, it's like the Birdhouse team, but it's kind of awesome that because Lizzie's cruising around. She's got such style. She looks really good in this one, but Axel's with her, so it's kind of like, oh,
Where's this park?
where does it say? Tony Hawk, East Coast Super New York City. It says.
That dude's on Birdhouse.
Yeah, the guy with no legs. He's on the next cover of Thrasher, dude.
Oh yeah, going down that rail.
Yeah. No, yeah, Tony Hawk put him on Birdhouse. But it's kind of fun to be able to watch Axel with the Birdhouse. He might as well just go on Birdhouse, at this point.
Didn't he want to be? I mean,
Look at Lizzie do orange and yellow. And she does a killer frontside layback grind right here. Oh, so good.
I thought he had a comment that he always wanted to be on Toy Machine though.
I'm sure he did, but I'm just saying because they're together, he's just traveling with her. So why not be at these demos and things with them too? So it's kind of fun to get to watch Axel also.
You saw how that ended for Welcome Skateboards
No, what?
with D-Vargs and Nora.
It didn't really end bad. They're both still on Welcome.
No, but they got on the same team, and one thing led to another.
You're reading way too into it because I don't have any personal experience with it.
One thing led to another. Nora's
Look
landing
at you,
inverts.
Mr. Gossip. You're over here
Nora's
gossiping.
landing inverts. D-Vargs is
What
like,
the
fuck
heck?
that.
What the heck? You wanna
What
talk
the
about-
heck?
Yeah, Frankie.
I'm going to actually say, what's the name of the part?
Heck yeah?
Excuse me, but I'm going to say hell yeah.
What? Is his name Frank?
Spears.
His name's Frankie Hell.
Damn.
What
And I
the
went
hell?
to hell and loved it. This part was fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah, Shake Junt's got a good squad, man.
Damn, this was good.
I never rode a Shake Junt grip. Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Oh,
good?
yeah.
Is it grippy? I see you got that
I have a Shake
tattoo,
Junt
but
tattoo.
you don't even grip your own board. And you use
false.
Jessup, and
I
use
do
Jessup.
now.
Oh, you do now? With
I don't use Jessup. I use Mob.
Mob. See,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You don't use the shake junt.
I don't use the shake junt because just like everything, shake junt became the grip that like shitty kids had. That kids you saw that I'm like, I don't want to be associated with that.
That's a bummer. Like Zoomies.
It's still, I mean, yeah. But like, what can I say, right? Consumer nation, right? Capitalism.
Right. Yeah.
It's great that they're in Zoomies because that means Shane is getting paid, right? And I want that. I want all those dudes getting paid.
Yeah, of course.
Right? But at the same time, then you have like shitty kids with like, you see that grip all over the park and you're like, oh, this person doesn't like, it's the look.
It's like the Thrasher shirt.
But then on the other hand, too, like this is what the world we have to live in. That team is fucking stacked.
So that's
Tyson,
why you don't buy Shake Junt.
Reynolds. I mean, I have no problem getting Shake Junt, but every time I've gotten grip.
I'm just trying to throw more shame at you.
Yeah, I know. You
got
love
a tattoo. Do you have a Mob grip tattoo?
No, I hated Mob for a long time.
But that's what you're writing.
I hate everything, and then I get over it.
Then you get a tattoo, and then you're over it.
Well, we were talking about this earlier, too. I mean, I got tattoos between, like, 18 and, like, 21.
Right.
So, like, yeah, at that, like, you know what I mean? At that time, I have 28, 29 tattoos. I thought about it. I definitely thought about it. Zima's freaking good. Actually, now, it's gone now, so fuck you.
Yeah. Where's your White Claw tattoo?
I thought about it too. Did you see? I just got a glimpse of this because it was like a clip. But did you see Steezus has like Steezus shirt? It's the White Claw logo and it says Steezus, and then it says like the it ain't no laws when you're drinking claws.
Yeah.
It's like in that writing, but I think it's like something he said.
Did you watch The Last Experience? They're trying to get listeners to like submit artwork that they'll put on stuff in their stores. So it could just be somebody giving them something to put
Oh,
up.
yeah. Oh, probably. It's cool. But like he's taken on the White Claw entire. I love the White Claw.
You know, it's funny. I hear them talking about they want to eBay stuff in their studio. Did you hear them talking about that?
No,
It's just funny how like everything goes in cycles. Like they think they're the first podcast to do that. Like Dawn and I were doing eBay on our podcast in 2005.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know if I don't think they think they're the first ones to do that.
I'm sure that they probably do, but because they're not in the know, and unless you listened to our show way back then, you wouldn't have known about that. I'm not trying to say
like,
that.
I think there's so many podcasts
sure.
that has happened again and again. You know what I mean?
I'm sure, but it's just funny listening to them come up with the idea on the show as if they thought of it up.
Yeah. Or I think, because this is what I do on the podcast, is like podcasts I listen to. I'm like, oh, I like that. I'm going to try to like integrate that in.
Sure.
And I know I know Crab listens to podcasts.
Yeah,
like
I wonder,
because he says listens.
They also like to keep the promotion on the down low.
Yeah,
you know.
But
what
he
I mean?
says he listens to.
Right, but it's like, have they ever mentioned us? No.
No, but he said he listens to.
He's all into Howard Stern.
Howard Stern, yeah,
that's not a podcast.
But he has a podcast.
No, he's on Sirius Satellite. He never went in the podcast world.
Oh,
you have to pay to listen to Sirius.
Oh.
So that's a whole different story. If Howard Stern had a podcast, dude, I'd totally be listening to that all the time. It's not a podcast.
But it's it's a recorded audio, right? It's radio.
That's not a podcast. A podcast is something you could subscribe to that comes to you. I mean, if you want to get down in the nitty gritty of podcasting, you can have your own opinion of what it is.
But this is still considered radio, right?
No, not at all. Why would this be? There's no radio station. There's no antenna.
Because I think.
Do you know what radio is?
I guess not.
It's a signal being broadcast off of an antenna that you have a receiver that will receive.
I've heard like everyone refer to this as radio.
They can refer to it all they want, but it's not radio.
Well, then what is it? I mean, you can have an opinion, or like
I can just tell you the facts. You can have an opinion,
but it's not my opinion. I'm saying like
it's not radio. They call it radio just because there's no other way to. So
they do call it radio.
People have called it radio, but it's not.
Okay, so that is in the zeitgeist. That is an idea of what podcasting is that people call it radio, or
they can call it that, but it's got a.
But that is out there. I'm not like this isn't from my brain.
No, people have called it radio for sure, but it's just not.
How many podcasts do you think there are?
It's like calling. How many are there? Oh,
you think a billion?
No.
No.
A
million?
Maybe a million, but podcasts.
You don't think a billion?
No. Well, individual episodes or podcasts?
No, podcasts. I think
episodes.
How many people in the world? There's like 6.9.
I don't think there's a billion different podcasts.
You don't think so?
No. There may be a billion. There may be a billion episodes, but I don't think there's a billion different podcasts.
Let's look it up after the show. I think there's a billion.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I think there's that many people, and like there's people who have multiple podcasts.
Yeah, that's just a really big number.
Yeah. I don't know.
A sixth of the planet's population.
I was thinking about this the other day, and at first I said I'm like, oh, there's probably like a million podcasts, and I'm like, man, maybe there's like 3 billion, and I'm like, no, that can't be right.
I would be surprised if there's a million.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think there is. I think like.
All right, you do some homework.
Okay.
I'll
just Google this.
I don't think we'll ever get the answer. But I'll be.
You don't think there's a number? Like if you just.
No,
Google
I'm saying I don't think you'll find the answer.
Oh, I think I'll find it right after the show.
All right, so everybody prepare to shame at Monty twice all week.
I'll put it on my story.
Follow his stories. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Skatosis.com is where we're at. We're going to go skate. We've got multiple people on their way over here, so I'm anticipating the dogs barking any second now.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't.
46 minutes in. It's a good show.
Wow.
Hey.
It was just us arguing.
I'm going to go not even arguing. I'm just trying to teach you, my
oh,
young
God.
grasshopper.
End the show.
This is not radio. Goodbye.
Old Dude Skate Co.